Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we got some pretty crazy drama going on as of today already. We have two, for God knows why. I just kind of feel like doing a drama video because it's the weekend, it's the holidays, might as well. But right now, XQC, one of the biggest streamers who has also now been streaming up on kick.com, just got into some pretty big heated drama over here with some staff members on the website itself, and as well, kind of opening up some really big legal bridges when it comes to potentially destroying the whole Kick website. I actually had a few folks even kind of bring up the idea in talking of Kick itself, so if any of you guys do actually want me to go do a little bit more of a deep dive or kind of give you guys my thoughts or whatever it might be, leave a comment down below. We also had some pretty big drama too when it comes to Nickmercs on the continuation of that huge drama he made on comments about children, and as well on top of that too with other big content creators such as Hassan. Dr. Disrespect is kind of coming in here too as well. Like just everything all in between, it's just kind of crazy. Like we're just seeing so much random big content creator news over here when it does come with well, just everything. Like it's kind of crazy in all honest opinion. So we're gonna talk about this, talk about some content drama, talk about everything else in between, kind of talk about maybe a little bit of good news too as well. And well, let's do it. So make sure you guys are subscribed, notifications on. If you guys ever like these types of drama videos for God knows why, leave a comment down below. Get more gaming news in the near future. So very first and foremost, in case you guys have missed it, Kick is kind of a big news this week where they actually had a $100 million buyout when it comes to XQC, one of the biggest Twitch streamers. Now that led to a lot of big controversy when it comes to everything where number one, people are kind of assuming it's going to lead to a lot more gambling because Stake itself is the big like parent company of Kick. So basically they're saying like, oh my God, there's going to be like a lot more gambling being funneled. XQC was sponsored by Stake before to do gambling on stream. A lot of folks are worried about like younger, impressionable folks who might just be going and leading towards a life of gambling because of, well, being shown gambling and having like affiliate codes and promo codes. And that's kind of where a lot of folks are kind of a little bit skeptical on the Kick side because once again, it's kind of basically based by non-American based gambling funds and crypto funds, and people are a little bit on the skeptical side for that. So that alone got a lot of more kind of controversy and news. But number two is that as of like last night, XQC was literally streaming, I'm not joking, the Dark Knight movie up here on Kick. But the fun thing is that he actually got yelled at by a staff member in the middle of him doing this for basically being really worried about DMCA law.
Yeah, I get it. Ah, shit. Makes sense. VOD friends, GG's.
So first and foremost, he's unironically literally watching the entire movie up on the brand new streaming platform we just got paid a bunch of money for. And I feel like for him, it probably sucks because it's basically like the very first like few days of him being on the platform. It'd be kind of cool, I'm sure, in his mind if he could kind of skeet away with watching like random like Gordon Ramsay shows and random movies for a few weeks, because that basically does go and help his random contract go by a little bit easier and probably a bit more on the easier side. But instead of coming over here from an actual Kick staff member saying, hello there, we would like to notify you that streaming the specific content is in violation of our DMCA policy. Therefore, we kindly ask you to stop your live stream and be aware that we will need to remove the current VOD containing this content. Where obviously XQC himself is a little bit on the sketchy side because, well, he's just trying to go and stream some easy kind of content. Although there has been also rumors that he was also offered an equity stake in the Kick website itself, and right now it's kind of currently on the smaller scale in comparison to like a Twitch or YouTube, where a lot of big companies like say a Disney or like a UMG, like whatever it might be, are not necessarily patrolling or they don't have automated like DMCA. Like, you know how on like YouTube, if you upload a certain song clip, it might get automatically DMCA'd or whatever it might be. You guys may or may not know about that. But basically right now it kind of shows that XQC was a little bit more on the upset side because he was, well, getting yelled at by staff members for doing this. Now, on the rights, like this is kind of like normal. Like if you can't go on Twitch or YouTube and just watch movies. We just don't own the legal rights to it. And if I try my best to go and literally stream like The Dark Knight or any really big popular superhero Marvel DC type movie, I'm probably going to instantaneously get copyright claimed, and it's just not worth my time and effort. But once again, because Kick is a newer website, it doesn't necessarily have number one the out region of like media attention on it, or as well probably not like any automated filters. Maybe because like those really big head honchos over at like Disney probably don't even know that Kick exists yet, but right now with all these really bigger deals, like such as XQC getting a apparent $100 million sign-in bonus, that probably means that, yeah, people are going to start taking notice. That was trending on Twitter, number one, had over 1 million new signups for the website, and obviously if the numbers are true, there was like 65,000 people watching on Kick itself, which is kind of just a pretty big deal in terms of numbers overall. There's also been a little bit of a like rumor/drama that they may actually be potentially view bonding those numbers too, mainly because XQC doesn't usually, he gets around like 40 to 60K on Twitch, which he has like 10 million followers, whereas on Kick, he only has like 200,000 as of right now. So there's a little bit of funny business going on over there. Not to downplay Kick, just a lot of what people are saying. So there's a little bit of drama going on for that one. And once again, if it is a big equity ownership or a proper contract, that does put a lot more extra limelight on someone like XQC in terms of legality. If I myself is just some random person that YouTube doesn't even know exist, it doesn't matter if I go randomly upload movies or whatever and my channel gets taken down because I'm not a part of the whole anything in the grand scheme. XQC, though, being such a big #1 big name, means he will probably be able to be sued for a lot of money. If you have a $100 million deal going on, Kick itself is a lot more liable because obviously they're paying them. It's a proper partnership. Or if there's an equity deal involved, that means that XQC probably has some equity itself in the platform, and that means that he is well more personally liable, especially if you have like 65,000 live concurrent viewers. Because don't forget, you could also go and say, hey, we had this movie up on Amazon. It's $10 to rent it. You had 65,000 people watching this. Well, guess what? You owe us $7 million because all these people could have potentially watched our content. There was obviously interest there because they were watching your content, so they would have maybe watched the stream or watched it on Amazon or Netflix or HBO or Disney Plus or whatever it might be, just for other references. So there's a really kind of a bigger legal issue too as well. So it makes sense of why they want to take that down and enforce it, but it's kind of been some big stuff nonetheless. Now, we also had two little part 2 things over here. Is that if you guys do or do not know, Nickmercs got some pretty big, heavy drama when it came to him making some comments outside about more of like just like trans in terms of like parents want to have a chance to have that conversation with their kids and like at the school board and a lot more kind of extra stuff in that one. It kind of just really depends on how you interpret it and what you kind of believe in itself. I'm not really going to go too into that details because we kind of did that in a separate video. But right now, it kind of seems like there's even more kind of beefy drama going on with Hassan, one of the biggest political commentators on Twitch, and also Dr. Disrespect and Nickmercs. So basically, they're all kind of collectively together being like, hey, like the Call of Duty thing, they took out our friend. It's not cool. Like him, Nickmercs, and Tim the Tatman are kind of in their own separate like FPS genre versus like a political genre that someone like Hassan is in. Those also, a lot of them are just kind of doing their own thing. But Dr. Disrespect actually got insulted over here too as well, where Hassan was like, hey, like you care more about your buddy Nickmercs than you're like you cheating on your wife. And that kind of led to a lot more even bigger controversy and all this drama, where he responds saying this.
Like, who's this fat phony? Hassan? Hassan?
Let's get it, baby.
This fat phony? He's so concerned about everything. He's concerned about the 2-time and what it's like. These people, man. This guy wouldn't. Anyways, you just don't worry about anything, right?
I think it may be a little one of those right there.
Except yourself and what's close to you and what matters to you, right? By the way, that guy's... You talk about a phony. Holy shit. A fat phony. See, see, that's the thing too. Like, he wouldn't say these type of things if we're standing next to each other, you know? He wouldn't.
I think we're clear.
Because he knows there's repercussions.
So basically, like over here, like Hassan's like calling these guys out and all this type of stuff, and Dr. Disrespect is just not having for it. Same thing too as well with Nickmercs, who's like, bro, I'm done with this guy.
Everything that I said, and that's where I'm at. That's where I land. You can paint me up again to be anything you want me to be. That's what the internet does. They take 8 words and they spin it and twist it and finagle it, and you're this, and that. They go find a fucking tweet from 2011. I'm like,
And basically after this, on top of all this drama, they're basically like, yo, we just unfollowed this guy. We called him out and said, hey, bro, like, what are you doing? Like, you don't care about me, obviously, as a person, but like they're kind of basically trying to push the idea that like, hey, like their lives, their personal lives and what they do and like their business and their everything else is like more of a kind of like just like a separate type of genre in terms of like people to go provide a commentary on, kind of how I'm doing in all honesty. Like I'm just going to report on those random news because there's kind of crazy stuff to go and see. And it's kind of nutty because there's just been so much drama everywhere. There's been drama on websites. There's been drama on big deals. There's been drama on people calling out other stuff. And it kind of just seems like right now we're in the height of just everyone being unhappy. And there's just so much little petty drama on everywhere in the content creation scene. Probably because so many people out there are just kind of unsure of like if they want to go to a Kick or a YouTube or even Twitch, especially for me as a Twitch streamer. And as of right now, some people are worried about their brands or their future, trying to go and stick by their morals or beliefs, whether it's political or not. And it kind of seems like right now the whole world's on a huge heightened level where no one really kind of knows how to feel and what to feel at the end of the day. And I kind of feel that's a pretty big thing nonetheless. So I don't know, give me your thoughts and comments on the down below. And a little bit of nice wholesome news in case you guys are ever curious about Speed himself. He actually had a chance to go and finally find Ronaldo, who's been kind of a little bit of a meme of him to go and meet. And he's actually, I feel like he's been talking about this stuff nonstop. This is me whenever I go and see any type of like VTuber or something like that. Just give them a nice big hug. So it's been kind of going viral these past few days, just to give you guys a little bit of something wholesome at the end of the day. He's like, oh my god, I love you. And you can see all the pictures and him freaking out and just having a good old time. So I just want to end this video on a little bit of a weird drama video over here. I'm just something nice and wholesome because there's been a lot of stuff going on over here. So make sure you guys are subscribed. We'll have some more gaming news tomorrow. If you guys don't mind the occasional like little drama video like this one, I appreciate y'all so much for watching. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Notifications on. We're probably hanging up on Twitch down below if you guys are bored. And I'll see you guys all over there. And I love you guys all very much.